Hey guys, so I have a really exciting little tournament for you guys here today. I just thought of this today and I wanted to do a recording of it. If I had more time, I would have made slides and everything, but I didn't. So here we go. We're going to be talking about the governors. All right, there's 50 governors, obviously, in the United States of America, 38 of which are male. And so for these 38 governors, we're going to put them through a BJJ no gi tournament. We can do a gi version later, but for now, we're going to do a no gi version. And I just want to give you the criteria because first I want to go over the rankings with you, and then we're going to get into some of the matchups and see how those go. But let's first give you the criteria in which these governors are going to be ranked. So I'm going to give you their state and their name and their age, but they're ranked based off of age, height, weight, health. Right? That's very important. And then the state's athletic history, if you will. So we got wrestling, we got jujitsu, right? So do they have a strong wrestling tradition? Do they have access to high BJJ training? Because in my head, the way that this is going to be organized is there's a date on the calendar, right? And they know that they have this tournament with I don't know what on the line, right? And let's say they're all fighting to be, I don't know, president or something, right? Like, but we're gonna do a separate one for women, and then we could do like a super fight at the end of it, right? And then we'll get to determine who's gonna be the president, whatever. So you can give me if you have a better one, you can put it in the comments below. Let me know what you think that they should be fighting for. So they have that date like circled on the calendar, and they need to prep for it, and so they only can use the resources within their state. So if they don't have access to really good jujitsu or really good wrestling, well, that's on them, that's on their state, right? And so that's going to be obviously part of the criteria in terms of the rankings, right? And if they have any health like issues, then obviously we're going to take them down a little bit just because it just doesn't really make sense for them. Now, some of these don't like. Again, this is I'm using ChatGPT. I'm using AI to help like simulate like these matches, and some of these don't make sense. To be honest with you, I'm gonna give my opinion on it, but you can also share your opinion with me below. So I would love to like hear what you guys have to say about this in the comments below. All right, and I'm gonna try to keep this as like keep the politics out of this as much as possible, because some people just like to enjoy content without always having to be bombarded with politics and certain views. So that being said, here we go. Uh, the number one governor. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna share. I'm gonna share the screen. I'm gonna share it on the screen so that way you guys can see it as I see it, and we can go through it together. Transition. There we go. All right. So the number one governor or state is Ron DeSantis, age 45. Florida does have a very strong BJJ community. I believe the Mendez brothers, AOJ, is out there, I believe. And then we have number two, Gavin Newsom, which is not a surprise because Cali, like, I mean, Cali's like the mecca of like jiu-jitsu, obviously outside of Brazil. And well, for Nogi Jiu-Jitsu for sure. And so we have ranked third Josh from Pennsylvania. We got Glenn from Virginia. Brian Kemp from Georgia. I think I remember seeing him like with a shotgun and like a commercial or something. Like his kids had shotguns or something. So he definitely seems like somebody that would be tough. We got Phil Murphy from my state. Yes, let's go. New Jersey. It makes sense because we do have great people who came from jiu-jitsu. Gordon Ryan, Nicky Rod, and Gary Tonin. And yeah, anyway, let's continue. Hopefully my bias is not showing. We'll see how we do. Uh, Number 7, we got Eric from Indiana. 8, we got Kevin from Oklahoma. 10, we got Jarrett from Colorado. And 10th, I'm sorry, 9th, we have Jarrett. And 10th, we have Roy from North Carolina. Wow, we have a 67-year-old making the top 10, and Phil Murphy, a 66-year-old. So we got, let's see this real quick. We got out of the top 10 governors, we got 3 that are above 60 or above. And we have 2 that are in their 40s. So my money honestly would be on the ones in the 40s. But experience, experience matters, or wisdom matters. So we'll see. We'll see. Most of them have no experience, but they can get that wisdom, right? So let's go into the mid tiers. So we got 11 through 25. Doug from North Dakota. We got Mike from Alaska. Okay, coming in 12th. Brad coming in 13th from Idaho. Spencer Cox, 14th. He's pretty young, 48. Let's go. Okay, from Utah. Tim Waltz, age 60, from Minnesota. We got Jim from Nebraska. We got John from Delaware. Let's go for 17th. 18th, we got Tony Evers from Wisconsin. Ooh, Tony made 18th at the age of 72. Okay. We got Greg from Montana. We got at 19th. And then at 20th, we got Mike DeWine from Ohio. DeWine, is that how you? DeWine? DeWine? How you say his name? Somebody from Ohio. I should just look it up, but somebody let me know how you say his name. We got Joe from Nevada, ranked at 21st. They're known for the MMA and boxing, less so than jiu-jitsu. Okay. We got Henry McMaster. That is a dope last name. I don't know all the governors. I don't know all the governors at all. But that last name is memorable. McMaster, let's go. I'm rooting for Henry just because of that name. Okay, his age is a factor, but we got some other 70-year-olds in there, so hopefully, we can make it work. We got Phil Scott, ranked 23rd from Vermont. We got 24th Mark Gordon from Wyoming, and we have Dan McKee, I'm not sure, from Rhode Island, rounding up the top 25. And then we're gonna get through the lower tiers. We're going to get to Washington, ranked 26, Washington. His name is Jay. And then we have 27th. We have Ned. And at 28th, we have, 27th, Ned from Connecticut. Connecticut is so close to Jersey. It's so close to Jersey. I would think that, like, the jiu-jitsu would be, and the wrestling press, it would be there. They're called the tri-state area: Connecticut, New Jersey, and New York. And the only reason why New York is not even on this list is because their governor is a female. So that's going to be a separate tier, but I wouldn't be surprised if she's ranked number 1 just based off of, like, well, Danaher's not in New York anymore, right? So maybe not. But you got Henzo, right? So okay, where were we? 28th, we got Mike from Missouri. And we got Jeff at 29th. Jeff from Louisiana. 30th, we got Tate from Mississippi. It says there's really no BJJ or wrestling. And 31st, we got Wes from Maryland. And again, Maryland is limited. They're doing, I know in Maryland, isn't there standard jiu-jitsu with Greg Saunders? Maybe AI is like doing him a little bit dirty, because he might be able to get some of that ecological approach to the jiu-jitsu, get the feel for it. Maybe in that sense, maybe he might do better. Who knows, right? Who knows? Or like with the beginners, how they go about it, right? Now, this one, I just didn't understand it. I was like kind of arguing with ChatGPT for a while. Probably spent a good 20 minutes, like, debating that Greg Abbott from Texas, ranked 32, should probably be last on this list. because he's paralyzed from the waist down. He's in a wheelchair. He's the only governor that I know of that is actually in the wheelchair. So but maybe that AI has something up their sleeve, maybe they know something I don't know, and they ranked him 32nd, and they have 6 other governors below him. So we got JB from Illinois. It said, Illinois is basically a good athletic background, but he has an obesity problem. That's what it's saying here. It's not what I'm saying, but that's what it's saying right here. AI is gonna be blunt with it. And we have ranked 34th. We got Josh Green from Hawaii. But it says Hawaii has some BJJ present, but Green's health is not the best, apparently. We have Jim Justice. That's also a pretty dope last name, too. From West Virginia. Yeah, he has some health issues. So even though West Virginia has like the background, he has some health issues. And we got Chris. I'm not sure how to say that last name, from New Hampshire, and ranked 37th. Andy from Kentucky. I'm surprised. I feel like Kentucky will have wrestling, but apparently AI is saying you guys from Kentucky don't have wrestling. Don't take it out on me. Don't take it out on me. This is, if you disagree and you're from Kentucky or you were in Kentucky, let me know. Let me know. Do you guys place in national tournaments and stuff and win, or international stuff? Let me know. Is this just wrong? Probably is. We got ranked 38th. We got Tony, the final one, final ranking, rolling out at Wisconsin. So his age and his health place him in the bottom tier. So it must be something pretty serious going on over there. And I'm pretty sure there's nothing to do in Wisconsin either. So that's not really going to be helping him out that much either. All right. So these are the 38 governors that we have. And next, we're going to get into the matchups. So to go over these, like the match details of the information that's going to be displayed, just to give you a heads up, it's going to be the match duration. It's going to be about 8 minutes. Each match is going to be 8 minutes. They're going to give us, the teletape. If you're not familiar with that, that's the height, the weight, the age, and the states of the governors, and the winning method. So how they won, whether it was by points or submission. It's also going to include like the points breakdown. We're also going to give you the submission details, and then obviously the state that the governor is representing. If there is a significant amount of control time, advantages, referee's decision, or any fouls or penalties, those will also be given to you as well. So just as if it was a legitimate BJJ match, right? All the information you would need to know at a quick glance. Let's go through them. There's 18 matches, so there's some time. It's going to take some time. All right. So again, I am going to share this list on the screen with you guys right now. Okay. Match 1, Florida versus Wisconsin, the number 1 seed versus the 38th seed. We see Ron is coming in at age of 45 versus a 72-year-old. 200 pounds versus 165. Yeah, that match was short. It's a 3 minute and 45 second match. Round 1 via arm bar. Okay, he got mount, and then he arm barred him from mount. He controlled the match for 3 minutes from side control, then mounted him. He had an advantage. Okay, that's not really surprising, seeing the age factor, right? So Gavin Newsom versus Andy from Kentucky. So California versus Kentucky. Age is 10 years off, right? Weight, 10 pounds. Height, okay, it's 4 inches. Okay. It went the full length of the match. Gavin Newsom won by points, 6-0. The points breakdown. Here we go. We got a takedown at 3 minute mark. Got a guard pass 2 minutes and a half later, and we got some neon belly action. I love how they spell neon belly. Are they sourcing from Reddit? Neon belly. Control time. Gavin Newsom dominated the match in 5 minutes. Oh, but Andy threw up a triangle. He had a triangle attempt. He had an advantage. You know, here we go. All right, Andy, you ain't go down. You ain't go down without a fight. Kentucky, you ain't go down without a fight. Well, so that means Wisconsin, Kentucky, you guys are out of here. Sorry that early, but let's keep going. Pennsylvania versus New Hampshire. All right, here's the tell of the tape. You know, you guys can see that they're just a year off, 25-pound weight difference. That's not significant. Height difference, Chris is way bigger. But let's just see. All right, seven minutes into the match, Josh won with a rear naked choke. Okay, Pennsylvania took Chris's back, choked him out. He controlled the back for a minute and 30 seconds. All right. Match 4, we got Virginia versus West Virginia. I feel like this would be like something that people will want to know, like South Dakota versus North Dakota, North Carolina versus South Carolina type of like situation, right? Age significant difference. Oh my goodness. I don't know if this weight is right, but 110 pounds more. Wow. It said Glenn won via Kimura. Wow, that is actually very shocking. Kimura, somebody 110 pounds over you. Like, that's, ooh, wow, okay. And unless it's just, what do you guys think about that? Is it just the weight as the issue? You know, same height. Age is significant. Oh, I mean, okay, 72-year-old. All right, come on. Okay, I was focused on probably the wrong thing there. That's not too surprising. All right, we got Brian from Georgia, the shotgun guy, and then we got Hawaii, Josh from Hawaii. Let's see the matchups. We got age 60 to 54, height. All right, 3 inches. Okay, weight is not that bad, not that bad of a difference. 6-minute match. Okay, so there was a submission guillotine. I feel like Brian from Georgia with the shotgun would guillotine somebody. Like, it's just I get that feeling. That would be like I was talking to a guy, a couple people in the chat, the gym chat. I feel like guillotine is just the coldest submission, just guillotine somebody, and you just walk off like just their body goes limp. Like that's cold. Like obviously you don't want to hurt them like as they're falling, but it is just a cold submission if you know what I mean. Anyway, all right, so oh look, it got some control time. Green controlled the match for 2 minutes and a half, but Kemp reversed the position. Green had 2 sweep attempts. He had the advantage. He had 2 advantages. So Brian, it seems like Brian was like he was down, and he came back and guillotined them. Okay, all right, let's go, Phil Murphy. Let's see what we got here. New Jersey versus Illinois. We better win. All right, we got age discrepancy, so we're older. We got 400 pounds. Is this right? Is ChatGPT bugging right now? Is that right? I hope not. I hope not. The match is 4 minutes and 30 seconds. Phil wins via triangle. Let's go. Triangle. He caught him at a triangle at 4 minutes and 30. Oh, so right when he caught him, it was over. All right. Okay. Let's keep moving. We got a lot of matches to get through. We got Eric from Indiana versus Greg Abbott from Texas. Okay, let's see this match. It shouldn't really be that long given the paralyzed effect. So we got Eric with a submission via arm triangle. Arm triangle choke at 2 minutes and 15 seconds. He maintained side control for 1 minute and 30 seconds. Let's move on. I feel like that's just cold. Like, anyway, just move on. It got Kevin from Oklahoma versus Wes Moore from Maryland. You know what? Let's look at it like this. There should be a summary of the matches up here. It just makes it a little bit easier. Just a little easier. All right, where were we? Right here. So 7 minutes and 50. The match lasted 7 minutes and 50 seconds. Kevin from Oklahoma won via armbar. What is this? Control time 5 minutes, and advantages. We don't really need to look into that. So we have what, Colorado versus, was this Mississippi? Tate Reeves. What was that? Mississippi. MS. Yeah, Mississippi. All right. What we got here? Jarrett by points. Colorado won by points. Okay, 4-0. Match duration was 6 minutes and 30 seconds, though. Why? Not sure why that is. Okay, let's move on. Um, we have Roy Cooper from North Carolina versus Jeff Landry from Louisiana. I think this is this was an upset. Jeff won via rear naked choke. He is younger. He got the rear naked choke, took the back, and he was on the back for 1 minute and 30 seconds. Okay. Doug from North Dakota, Mike Pearson from Missouri. Let's see the match. Doug won by points. 3 points. He took him down, got the knee on belly. Okay. Let's move on. Mike from Alaska versus Ned from Connecticut. What we got here? 8 years difference. Oh, that height is significant. Okay, nearly a foot taller. Don't mean nothing in jiu-jitsu though. Not too much in jiu-jitsu. We got Mike from Alaska winning with the Americana. Americana. Okay, and then we got Brad here from Idaho versus Jay from Washington. They're both in their 70s. So this went to Brad Little based off of points. He got a guard pass. You see, look how silly ChatGPT can be sometimes. Look, the guard pass is supposed to be 3 points, but it says 2 points. Oh, there was an advantage. Maybe not so silly. But it shouldn't be 2-0 then, right? Unless they just subtracted the points. That doesn't really make any sense. An advantage is not necessarily a point, right? So ChatGPT is not flawless. It's not perfect, right? Match 14. Spencer Cox from Utah versus Dan McKee from Rhode Island. Dan has a significant age disadvantage. So let's see this. Spencer with the guillotine. What's up with these guillotines, governors with these guillotines? Okay. First we had Georgia, now Utah with governor with a guillotine choke. We got Tim Waltz from Minnesota. Isn't he running for vice president right now? I'm not sure. Against Mark Gordon. Okay. From Wyoming. Let's see what we got here. Tim Waltz with the win. Okay. 6 years younger, 5 pounds lighter. With the win via points, 5-0. Takedown guard pass. Controlled the match for 6 minutes. We got Jim for our 16th match. We got Jim fighting Phil, Nebraska versus Vermont. Okay. Age is similar. Height is similar. Weight is similar. So this seems like an even match here, roughly, because their seeds will be somewhat close to each other as well. We got 7 minutes and 15 seconds. Jim wins via arm triangle choke. Okay. That's when the arms like that. Boom. Arm triangle choke from Mount. Wow, nice. Okay. We got match 17. We got Delaware. That's close to Jersey as well. So I'm expecting good things, Delaware. Versus Henry McMaster. Oh, that name, though. That McMaster name is tough. That's a tough name. But we got John with the win. Rear naked choke. Henry is 78 years old. So 76 years old. We give you a pass, Henry. Let's move on to Greg from Montana and Mike from Ohio. The match length is, the duration is 6 minutes because Greg won via submission through Kimura from side control. Ooh. All right, and now we're going to look at the summary breakdown. We have the summary breakdown right here. So in order to move on to the next one, I believe we had 18 rounds, right? So we're gonna have 18 contestants next, which should be 9 rounds. And we'll do the next 9 rounds in the next video. I do want to give you some updates in terms of my training and be able to go over some other stuff as well. But I am curious to know who you guys think is gonna win the whole thing. Because we do have some winners. We got Ron, we got Gavin, Josh, Glenn, Brian, Phil, Eric, Kevin, Jared, Jeff, Doug, Mike, Brad, Spencer, Tim, Jim, John, and Greg. This is gonna be a little fun tournament. I wonder who's gonna win. Obviously, I'm voting for New Jersey. I'm voting for New Jersey. So let's see. But concerning the updates, let's get into that. So one thing that I'm realizing in this pursuit of getting a better open guard is that there's so many different forms of guard, right? There's K guard, there's half guard, butterfly half, butterfly guard, X guard, single leg X, um, crab guard, R guard, Y guard. There's so many different types of guard. And now I'm starting to understand that instead of going down the technical like rabbit holes of each of those guards, I just need to have a basic understanding of the positions that I'm in. Like being able to lift somebody's legs, one leg off the ground and keep the weight on the other three, one leg and two arms, right? And then what am I able to do with that? Can I wrap a leg? Can I stand? Can I, what can I do? What do I want to do? Do I want to attack the leg? Do I want to take the back? How could I take the back from there? And then just like playing with that, like freedom and that creativity allows for my game to be more fun, more fluid, and without me having to break everything down technically. Like I got to put my foot here, I got to put my hand here, I have to do this, and it's really easy to get caught up in that, right? Like if you're learning a guard, you're learning a system basically. If they put their hand here, you do this. If they put their knee here, you do this, right? If they stop you from doing this, here's the counter to that, right? There's always going to be an infinite amount of counters, and then there's going to be counters to your counters, right? You're going to have counters for their counters and XYZ. And so it's much better to just understand what I'm realizing. It's just much better to understand the positions that you're playing. And then what's like break it down to a fundamental view of what can happen from here if this person doesn't have this foot to stand on, or if this person doesn't have this arm in this situation. What if I take this arm and that foot? What happens, right? And knowing those basic principles, I guess, allows you to play a little bit free. Um, that being considered, I mean, I have been training for a while. I have watched a whole bunch of instructionals. I've been in a lot of classes around guard as well. So it's like I do have a lot of techniques that I've already like developed. And so being able to have that clarity of mind now and just use those techniques that I already developed in certain situations instead of being tunnel vision, it's just so freeing. That's the best way that I could describe like the development of my guard. It's not the best, I still get passed. I got passed by blue belt. I got passed by white belt. Like, I it still happens. And but that's part of the journey. It's fun though, trying to like understand why I'm getting passed. Like if I'm getting Toriandoed, like what's going on there? If I'm somebody's passing north south, what's going on there, right? It's all a game, and it allows you to. It allows me. What I'm realizing is like, shoot, there's so many K guard entries, so many opportunities for K guard that I'm starting to see, right? It's just always popping up. That arm for a Choi bar is always popping up, right? They're always there, mixed in with everything else that I've been doing. It just becomes like a full circle of funness. Like, oh, I can use this move to funnel them into this move, to funnel them over here, to funnel them into this submission. If the match even goes that way. And I realize sometimes that like I have been in tunnel vision of like, oh, I want to use this guard, this one guard, this one guard. And because I've been so focused on using that one particular guard, I actually get past because I'm so focused on, doing a shin on shin guard. I get guillotined. I'm so focused on, or a flying Kimura or whatever. I'm so focused on certain, like, I'm forcing certain positions, um, or at least I'm trying to force certain techniques. But I needed to understand the position more, right? When you're a seated guard or you're a supine guard where you're back on the mat, you're not forcing anything. The person coming in is the one that's dictating the terms, right? Because they can easily move in and out, right? So they're dictating the terms, they're dictating what grips you're going to be able to have. And from those grips, you got to be able to do something with it, right? You can't just keep like hunting for, no, I want this grip. No, I want this grip. I want this grip. Like, well, beggars can't be choosers, right? And unless I'm going to stand up and start wrestling and take them down, but then that's not playing guard, right? So I didn't want to do that either, right? But I need to just understand that open guard in general, all it is just it's just a series of a whole bunch of different events. Basically, they got two legs. Can I off balance him? How can I, if I can? Right, and that is giving me a lot of clarity. I'm super excited for round two, by the way. I've been doing a little sneak peek. I won't spoil it for the governors or anything like that. But if you guys enjoyed this, definitely do let me know. I know we didn't do a role breakdown, but we're gonna be doing that as a new series. There's gonna be a new series every Wednesday. It's gonna be called like Improve Your Jiu-Jitsu or something like that. And I'm gonna just be breaking down either my roles or some other people's roles, either on YouTube or in the gym or you know maybe some professional roles. If you got any recommendations, any footage you want me to break down, let me know. I'll be excited to do it. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.